Welcome back. Today we're putting the spotlight on teamwork and people who have helped others throughout their life. And these veterans in Ohio are the perfect example.
We hit really, really hard. And with all that fuel on board, it was a nice fire, I'm sure. I didn't get to see it, but that's all I remember. I remember losing the aircraft about 100 feet off the ground. That's all I remember.
Ronald Hope was at the helm of the Huey.
And when it hit the ground, poof, I mean, the aviation fuel, the tanks burst into flames.
David Chafin from Hebron, Kentucky was an Army medic. Just a few months in country, this blonde-haired young man and his fellow soldiers jumped into action.
We ran over to where the chopper was at, and we drug these guys out of there, and they were, they'd been burnt. They had other injuries.
Ron's injuries were crushing. He lost his arm as a result of the damage.
And I was burned over about 60% of my body. I had third-degree burns on everything on the back. Both legs were broke. This one was compound comminuted. It had bones sticking out of it. I was a mess. It was literally a mess.
The two men would go their separate ways. Ron hauled off to a MASH unit some 100 miles away. David, not knowing who the man was that he helped pull from the fiery wreckage, would go on to continue his work as a field medic. After all, despite what happened, the war continued. Then this article is posted in the Disabled American Veterans magazine. It's the story of Ron and the marking of 50 years since the helicopter crash.
Reading this article, and I thought, gosh, that sounds awful familiar. 1969, helicopter crash, July, and I'm thinking that might have been the same month that I remember.
David soon realizes the man he helped pull from the burning chopper was still alive.
I would have never came across this if it hadn't been for this DAV magazine.
After more than 51 years, the two are reunited at the DAV headquarters in Cold Spring, Kentucky.
I kind of teared up a little bit, and seeing somebody that you hadn't seen for over 50 years, and knowing that you had a part in them being here today.
To actually talk to someone and actually get to meet him, and it's like I told him, if it hadn't been for him, I probably wouldn't have made it.
John Pryor didn't think he had a whole lot in common with Esther Sung 5 months ago. Now they're designing handbags together for a brand new company in Kansas City's crossroads, Madison Stitch. Esther and her husband are refugees from Myanmar.
Our community have a lot of difficulties finding jobs.
Pryor broke that barrier earlier this year when he temporarily closed his furniture art studio called Madison Flitch and partnered with different agencies to hire refugees to make face masks.
We have incredible abilities just within our community, and it comes from places and parts of the city that you would never expect. Now we're coming in and turning it into a hub for artisans.
Madison Flitch is back open.
Incorporate our wood.
The space Pryor owns just next door is the new store, Madison Stitch, which specializes in leather bags. It comes at the perfect time for stitchers like Amelia Clark, who just got a PhD in musical arts.
It's sad that all of that's closed, but I have a chance to be creative in a different way here.
Creativity is the thread connecting Americans and refugees under one roof.
When you come across a refugee community that has greater struggles and also facing the same things as we are in pandemic, it puts things in perspective.
We're really happy. We feel like at home because the people are welcoming.
Now Esther and John have a bond bound in leather.
The Girl Scouts know we're better together, and they're encouraging girls with a new patch.
So they get to explore topics such as race and ethnicity, religion, spirituality, socioeconomic class, gender, sexuality, disabilities, kind of all those identities we hold that make us different.
To earn this patch, Girl Scouts can learn about diversity, equity, and inclusion in a variety of virtual workshops.
We're doing story time sessions for the younger girls, so they learn these topics through a story time reading and kind of a brief Q&A. And then for our older girls, we get into a little bit deeper of discussion.
I'm so excited that they're starting it because I want everybody to know that everybody should be treated fairly.
Working together and learning valuable life lessons reminds me of some kids in Colorado, too.
We asked the kids in the community what they wanted, And the kids in the community were like, we want a playground.
During the summer, staff at Concrete Couch taught dozens of kids how to make their ideas come into fruition.
The first couple weeks, we planned out what we were going to do for the 3 trees.
Those plans turned into this 3-story community-built playground.
I helped build this playground. It was really fun, and I really liked building it.
9-year-olds Mahe Graff and Adeline Green were taught all the skills they needed to make the playground become a reality. Okay. Things like painting, tiling, or using construction tools.
So, like, if you can see here, I did those. I got to learn the skill to drill, how to take out nails and stuff like that. I got to learn how to hammer and stuff.
Since 2003, the organization has connected communities and helped create public art, murals, park benches, and mosaics around the city. They're all made out of recycled or reused materials, including the playground, a project the kids worked on all summer long, where they learned skills that can be used in the future.
I feel like those are the skills that I need to know for life and survival.
We have so much more that's good to know, and this box of sunshine will definitely brighten your day.